What's going on everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Anime of the Week. If you're new here, this is basically a segment or session or whatever you want to call it, where I talk about everything I've seen since the last week. And at the end there's always gonna be Oopa's Choice of the Week. There's gonna be a quick preview for each one of them, and to top it all off I'm gonna give you a quick rating from 1 through 5. I did say I was gonna make it up to you guys in this episode for the lack of content in the last one, but I'm starting to realize I can't do full-time study and watch 3 to 4 animes a week. So for the next 3 or 4 weeks or even more, there's gonna be a little bit of lack of content. There's still gonna be Anime of the Week, but I think it's only gonna be like 1 or 2 series at a time, because I don't have the time to catch up to anything more. Without further ado, let's get started. The first and unfortunately the only one I checked out this week is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. This show is made by Kyoto Animations, which made shows like My Red, Color of Phantom Worlds, Free and Clannad, along with other ones. It consists of 13 episodes, both subbed and surprisingly good dubbed ones. I went into this with no expectations of the dubbed version being any good whatsoever, but it's actually pretty decent. This show is labeled as comedy, slice of life and fantasy. In this series we get to follow Miss Kobayashi, a full-time working average girl that for some reason has strange interests in maids. After a long night out drinking with her friends, she decides that it's a good idea to keep drinking and wander off into the mountains. Yeah, don't ask me why. There Kobayashi meets a dragon named Toru. In her drunk state, she thinks it's a good idea to invite this dragon to come live with her. Toru happily accepts the offer and arrives at Miss Kobayashi's door the next day. Now Kobayashi has to live up to her drunk promise. And yeah, here's the preview.
飲みすぎた。法も使うという想像上の存在。
This series is pretty average across the board. For instance, the art style, animation, soundtracks, sound effects, all of it is pretty average. The few things that stood out a little bit to me was the opening was pretty good, the ending was pretty good, the character designs for the main cast is very unique, so that's a plus. The story is close to none, kind of what you should be expecting. And the one thing it has going for it, it's that it's a very cute and heartwarming show. It's kind of like one of those guilty pleasures you find once in a while. Unfortunately, I can't give it more than 2 out of 5. If you're looking for something to satisfy your addiction for cute things and you want it dubbed as well, then this might be for you. Oopa's Choice of the Week is gonna be Batum. And yeah, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but you're gonna have to bear with me on this one. This show is made by the well-known studio Madhouse that I have mentioned before, and I know it's getting kinda repetitive, but that's how it works. And then made shows like High School of the Dead, Hunter x Hunter, Parasite the Maxim, Death Parade, Death Note, Claymore, and so on. It consists of 12 episodes, both subbed and decent dubbed ones, and it's labeled as psychological, action, thriller, and seinen. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for younger viewers, since it has its fair share of gore, violence, and a lot of brutality. This series is about Sakamoto, a hardcore gamer who is ranked one of the top 10 best players in the whole world in a game called Batum. One late night on the way home from the local grocery store, Sakamoto gets kidnapped. They proceed to drop him off on an island with absolutely no chances of getting out of there. He soon realizes that he is not the only one who has been dropped off on this island, and the only thing that he has in hand is a bag filled with bombs. These bombs very much resembles the bombs from his favorite video game Batum. Shortly after arriving on the island, he meets both hostile and friendly individuals, and he soon realizes that he has to fight to survive. And here's the preview.
命までは参った降参だ。 ばかった。俺ここで死ぬのか。
また外れかよ。別に悩むことはねえよな。あばよ、腰抜け。
やるしか。
バカが。
5、4、3。
Now the art style in this series, some people might call it a little bit outdated, but the animation on the other hand is absolutely amazing. The opening and ending is good, the soundtrack and sound effects is very impactful, decent character development and character design, unique and good storyline and concept. They have a whole different approach on the whole stuck in a video game kind of theme, even though they're not technically stuck in a video game, if you get my point. Overall, I would give this show a solid 4.5 out of 5. If you're looking for a very well made survival of the fittest anime with a more mature ring to it, then I can't recommend this enough. Go give it a try. Oopa approves. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for this week's episode. I do know the videos might be getting a little bit shorter, since I'm getting more comfortable with the whole recording thing. The bloopers are gonna be cut down because I'm not making as many mistakes as I used to do. And like I said in the beginning, the future upcoming anime of the week is probably gonna be similar to this one, a little bit shorter than usual, until I catch up to school again. Besides that, thank you all for watching all the way through the end. And keep in mind, these are all my own personal opinions. And if you disagreed or agreed with anything I said, or you want me to check something out for next week, feel free to leave all that good stuff in the comments below, as always. And if you liked it, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time guys, stay awesome. The first and unfortunately the only... After a long night out with her friend drinking, he proceeds to get dropped off on an island with no escape. People to get dropped off on an island with absolutely no chance of escape. Get dropped off on an island without any then I absolutely go recommend. Okay. Shortly arrive. This series is about Ryota.